The coolest part about it is when you place your intention and action on these things, you have the ability to see other areas of your life improve as well. Part 2 of this miniseries shares what my morning rituals are and the results that are lighting me up in the best way. Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, mom, health coach, singer, and mentor and creator of the Seasons Self-Care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. And I'm back with part 2 of this minisode mini-series where I'm sharing what my morning rituals are and the results that are lighting me up in the best way. It was in response to a listener question about how to make forward progress while feeling inconsistent with her healthy rituals and energy levels. Once again, I want to remind Allie and you, dear listener, that there's nothing wrong with you. You find yourself in the company of many other people facing this challenge. It's the human journey of growth and development that keeps us on our toes. First, if you can relate, you can celebrate that you're taking notice of something you want to improve in your life, and that's amazing. This notion that you can stay consistent with your self-care while moving your business forward and your life forward to serve more people, well, whatever else you want to do in 2023, it truly can be a year where you see progress in your life. Last week was all about giving you time to let everything sink in from what I shared and to start practicing it. I shared the principles I've followed to set my morning routine first, and then we'll just recap here. So it was about the power of a morning routine and the distinctions of how this plays out with the elements of your body versus your mind. We went deep. So here was the homework that I left you with. Grab a journal. Write your intentions for the week with results you're aiming for. Then decide on a morning practice, committing to it for 7 days. So this was the past week. Then include at least one mind and soul practice that you'll do every morning and one physical practice you'll do every morning. You get bonus points if you do it at night as well. Journal your thoughts and then listen in today to hear about my morning rituals and the results that I've gotten from them. So I'm going to share how my morning routine started, how it's evolved, and the inner and outer results I've experienced that have led to more joy and more revenue in my life. So my morning routine started way, way back with me. When I was younger, I was really good at waking up, but let's just go back to like my early 20s. I would wake up late, dash out the door in a frenzy, and then spend like the first 30 minutes of my workday finding calm to try and collect my thoughts because I was frazzled. This wouldn't happen all the time, but it would happen at times, depending really where I was at cyclically and also how busy my life was and how many Post-it notes I had stuck all over my house reminding me of different things and projects that I wanted to do. So it was a matter of finding some organization for me. That was really where it began, way, way back. But I got intentional about it. And this fortunately did not last very long because I was surrounded with people in the personal growth space who were talking about how to calibrate your life and your energy and the best ways to improve so that you are achieving those things that you want in life. That became my whole ethos in my life. And it's been a journey, an ongoing one of ups and downs and twists and turns all this way. So it was many, many years ago. I learned a lot through trial and error, what worked for me and what didn't, because even though people had so many great ideas, certain things would stick and others wouldn't. And so I just invite you into that idea. No matter what I'm sharing here with you, it may not resonate. You need to find what works for you. But just knowing that there is a way that something can work for other people can give you that confidence and hope that you can find what works for you as well. And I think the key here is having a set of rituals, however simple they may be and however seemingly minor they may be to other people in the outside world. Your own rituals will hold you. And any successful person in the world, and by success, I mean, people who are doing the things they love, who have people around them that they care about, who respect them, and they have self-respect. That's the success I'm talking about. And then, of course, profitable businesses and people climbing ladders in their area of expertise. All of those things can be success. It's whatever you deem it to be. So since my 20s, I've honed, shifted, and recalibrated depending on my season of life. And I've found harmony for my mornings. Each season looked a little different inside each phase of life. And so here were some of them. When I was living solo, I started out frenzied. And then I got really focused on what filled me up. And for me, the morning routine was just about a little prayer practice, a song to kind of listen to while I was getting ready, and just setting an intention for how I wanted to show up. It was that simple. It was literally while I was getting ready. And then it moved into a practice of doing morning exercise and making sure I had proper nutrition with me for the whole day. So it really evolved. Then when I got married, it became about what would work in my relationship based on our waking, sleeping patterns. If my husband wanted to go on a walk in the morning, or if he wanted to do that later in the day, I was able to calibrate to what really filled me up so that I could also create time to enjoy some rituals with him as well, because he wanted to grow also. Then, of course, becoming a new mom. Oh yes, things changed. And really for me, what that looked like was I got up much earlier. I got up at like 5 a.m. to have time for myself. And sometimes the kids would be waking up at those moments. I mean, certainly newborns through the night. I took I think I took 4 weeks off of my gym practice, going to the gym and working out the first 4 weeks of motherhood to rest my body. And then I really listened to my body as to what felt good to get back into some kind of fitness regimen. And for me, it was 4 weeks. For some people, it can be longer. I almost feel like minimum 4 weeks is a good idea. We talk about the postpartum period. So the first 3 months of motherhood is really the 4th trimester. So thinking about it in that regard, it's making sure you're hydrated, rested, and rejuvenated, and you're getting the help that you need. Finding a doula. Hello. I have my beautiful friend doula Darcy you'll be hearing from, and yes, it's so much about what we need. Anyway, you'll hear more about that story, but there's so much for new moms that I have so much just experience personally, but also from other people who've spoken into my life. And then things shifted when I had toddlers, and they would wake up early in the morning, and I would have to make sure that they had room time first thing, because I wanted to make sure that I was pouring into myself before I was spending so much time really focused and present with them. And that worked beautifully. And as a result, they eventually started to work out in the morning themselves. And then, of course, my home education years, things looked a little different as we had our structure for how we did things and integrating different practices. I loved doing a walk in the afternoon, but always in the morning, it was like that hydration, that time to myself, even if it was just moments to get my mind right for the day, and moving my body, and then being able to start the day feeling fully myself. And then, of course, when I added my online business, there were some very early mornings. I chose early mornings over late nights because I wanted to really use my creativity first thing when I started my blog, and then later on other programs and this podcast. And so first thing in the morning, it would be about, again, that quiet time to myself, visualizing what I really wanted and hoped for the day to be, and getting my mind right, moving my body, hydrating, and being able to get creative first thing. And so things have shifted, and they will continue to do so in your life and in mine, because that is the nature of the growth journey that we're on. Whether we decide to make these changes ourselves and challenge ourselves to grow, life's going to change anyway, because sometimes life just shows up in different forms for us. Things happen where we're actually forced to shift and change. So I like to put myself in that position to change, because it gets me used to growing and changing. And so that is where I'm at now, this new phase of my life. I'm adding new things that I'm wanting to do. And so in the morning routine, what it currently looks like is, first thing, I am solo, I am alone at some place in the house to do my morning meditation. I have my lemon water, and then I have been bouncing on my trampoline. And I do that 15 minutes. I often have a red light on during one of those sessions, whether it's the meditation or the bouncing. And all of these things, as I listen to my meditation and my visualization that I have recorded for myself, they get my mind set up for the day for what I really want to be focused on. And in doing so, it magnetizes my energy to be able to show up fully how I want to be and focused on important things in my life and with the energy that really allows me to do everything that I want to do, because I realize that all of that showing up in an energy that is rejuvenated and focused on my hopes and dreams, things just start to come to me. I become very receptive to new people, new conversations, new opportunities. And yes, it can translate and has translated into new revenue sources, new income streams, people who are wanting to collaborate with me. And people are literally approaching me, whether it's for this podcast, whether it's for collaboration, whether it's for a business opportunity. Like, it's pretty interesting to see that because I've been tuning myself so much to focus on showing up with the energy that I want, then it's kind of like attracts like. So that is my morning routine, and that is some of the results that I've been getting. And I want to talk so much more about this as things continue to unfold. I'll be sharing more stories in the Q&A. And also, I did mention that in part one of this miniseries, the human ecosystem that you live in, like those relationships, those connections that you make each day, each one has a major impact on which of your habits stick. And I also mentioned that you need to celebrate any support you have, that you can create the support you desire as well, and you don't have to go it alone. And that is why I created the Seasons Collective. It's a place for you to step into the next phase of your life or business evolution in a community that places a high value on personal growth, connection, and making a positive impact in the world without burning out. This is a place where you can collaborate, you can move into your next steps in an ecosystem where you're able to celebrate your moves that you're making, the little ones, the big ones, and get feedback from others. And it's for the woman who owns her worth and who wants to serve from a place of overflowing energy and well-being. Her impact is amplified by the way she nourishes herself, body, mind, and soul. And I'm going to keep beating this drum because it's so powerful. It has been in my own life, the communities that I've found myself in over the last decade to help move me along to the place where I'm at today. So I want to open up this beautiful portal for you as well. The space that I'm curating is one where truly together, everyone gets to rise. And it's so fun to be doing this together. So to learn about how you can be a part of this community and be held in accountability for those rituals, whether they be your morning rituals, your energy rituals, or the things that are going to move you forward in your life, go to the link in the show notes for the details about the Seasons Collective. I would love to see you in there. Thank you so much for listening today. If you enjoyed this episode, as always, please leave a review at Apple Podcasts and share it with a friend. It means so much that you listen to these episodes. And when you rate, review, and share them, it helps get the message out to others of connecting to the life of more that they desire. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.